So we've been up to the Oaks today to film our first live match of the season for Paul's Match Focus. We've had an awesome day. Been on the silverfish match, like I said. We've been on Alders Lake. If you want to see exactly how I've gone about attacking it, then you can find out at matchfocus.co.uk. And also, we've got a few little clips following on from this so you can get an idea of what it's all about. You know, just coming off that long line is probably the only way I can improve my peg, so let's just have a little look out there. It's been 14 or 15 minutes now. Just fishing on the edge of that joint there, so 13, just holding my 14 in my hand. Let's just see if we can get a bite here. I'll keep feeding that line because they might turn up there. Like I say, I've gone positive with casters there because the reason being, if they're going to catch there, the fish are going to come to feed. They're going to come to that 6 metre line for one reason, and that's bait. So I want to try and catch the biggest, best stamp fish possible. There we go, bite. Got to be careful with these eyes, they're a nightmare for flicking off. Might even put my extension on the landing handle, to be honest, just so I can get out to them easier. Well, that's what we're fishing for. Probably 12 ounce, 10, 12 ounce. So that was on single maggot. I've just got to try and work out what the best hook bait is. Single or double. Just keep putting a few maggots in there. Hopefully in another hour or so that sun will come round and be on the peg. And they might even come up off the bottom. So I'm just going to loose feed it. Dozen to 15 maggots probably. I'm only going to feed the once now. Just watch for little indications and signs on my float just to see if they come shallow. Sometimes you don't get any signs on your float and they still come shallow. So if I'm catching on the bottom and then it just stops all of a sudden, it goes a bit weird. You know, they're just basically not following the bait to the bottom, and then I'll pick my shallow rigs up. Go from there. I'm not levering bait in to start with, like I say, I'm just going to feel my way into it. If it gets good, I can feed a little bit more. Sometimes cutting back can catch even quicker, to be honest. One thing I've noticed about hide fishing is you've got to keep feeding. They love sort of watching bait fall through and following it to the bottom. So if I don't get a bite, I'm going to relay that rig. A few more maggots. It's no good sitting there 5-6 minutes without feeding anything. You've got to keep a bit of bait going in. A lot of the times when it's good, you'll get your bite just on the settle or within the first sort of 15-20 seconds. So, especially once there's some fish there. Take a few inch off this. Maybe there was. Take 3 inch off probably. Maybe they're just a little bit more. Probably about, I would guess about 6 inch off the bottom, 6 or 7 inch off the bottom now. Yeah. I missed them last two and then I've just made an adjustment. And again, just like F1 fishing, I want to check when I get this fish in where it's hooked. But honestly, fish on the bottom, no liners, Might get one little tiny liner every 5 minutes, like nothing consistent. You'd hardly think there's a fish there. The little buggers are all sat off the bottom picking them off. Maybe I was feeding a little bit too much, so it's in the top lip, that perfect. Maybe I was feeding a little bit too much, so let's have another go on that floral maggot. Now I've cut it back ever so slightly. I did up it sort of 15 or 20, just trying to make something happen. Now I've cut it back slightly. Maybe it's not too much bait going through the peg and I'm missing indications, like now I'm getting bites regular. Or maybe they've just turned up, do you know what I mean? It's